JosefVStalin, and welcome back to Stalin Starcraft 2 Battle Report. And this is an excellent match I got to show you guys. This is one for the ages. But before we start off, I cut off the first 2 minutes of the battle because this is a longer one and I kind of still want it to fit into that 2-part time frame. But not a whole lot has happened. I will be commanding the blue Zerg. Over here, a card is back for another battle report, and he will be commanding the red Protoss. Across the map, we got Car Ramrod commanding the teal Zerg, and Taku commanding the purple Protoss. I, of course, went for a Stalinator build right off the bat, which involves expanding a hatchery nearby, and I'm beginning to notice that more and more that I think this actually might be necessary for a Zerg player, because if they don't get an extra hatchery early on, then they might not have enough they might not have enough larvae to effectively fight the enemy, and that they might be overproduced and overwhelmed just because they don't have enough larvae. Anyway, we can see the Car Ramrod is trying to take down these destructible rocks with his 4 Zerglings. I, at this point, had, nothing really not a sizable force to speak of. Of course, Cards is going to go Dark Templars. All dark. And did I tell you guys? Oh, he's got more Zerglings now. Speed upgraded as well. But did I tell you guys that I actually got someone threatened to sue me over saying that this build was the Stalinator build? The guy said that he thought of it first and he wants to take me to court over it, and I thought that was hysterical. I don't know if the guy was joking or not, but I gotta find that message and read it to you guys later. It was pretty epic. So anyway, these Zerglings are just about to tear down the destructible rocks. And you know what, guy who threatens to sue? I'll take you on. I watched Law and Order. I played Phoenix Wright. I will take you down in a court of law, you SOB. Anyway, these Zerglings just charge right through into poor Card's base. And they're just running around, destroying shit. Just harassing, really. Not pulling those probes off the line. They're gonna go after those probes again. I've got a couple Zerglings out, not speed upgraded, not really effective, and now Taku is bringing in his reinforcements, and the battle is really beginning here. As my Zerglings and his zealots are gonna go toe to toe, and we're gonna lose that battle. But fortunately, Card is able to get out a Dark Templar, and he's able to force these guys back. He's able to start killing guys at least. And he's gonna retreat. He's gonna say, "This is too much for me. I'm out of here." But we still have a huge number of Zerglings in the base. He destroyed a pylon. He's lost all his probes. I'm bringing in my Zerglings. We're gonna go toe to toe with these Zerglings. And his Zerglings are desperately trying to take down his Dark Shrine. We're down to 50 HP. Down to 30. Down to 4, and we just save it. Just in time with 4 HP. But that was a tremendous attack, and Card lost all his probes. So, at this point, I'm thinking things don't look so good. Things are looking kind of grim here. So I decided it's time to go into full swing, go into full production mode. I'm putting down 2 more hatcheries, getting out a couple more queens, and got the layer up, and it's time to take it to him. Card is now on the counteroffensive with his Dark Templar, and he's able to destroy a couple drones, but Not do too much damage, and he's taken out. So I got a horde of zerglings of my own, and I'm gonna try and take down these rocks. Gonna try and break through and counterattack with my zerglings. It'll take them a little while, and I'll tell you why I wanted to show this match. Mainly because there's some people out there that'll come onto my battle reports and go, your micro's bad, or your macro's bad, Stalin. And those people clearly are not very good at the game, and clearly have not played the game very much, because there's two reasons why we won this battle. Because I was able to outproduce, outmass, and outmicro my enemies, and also the blue Protoss never built an observer. So those are the two main reasons why we pulled through in this battle. And I guess I spoiled the ending for you, but it's not how it ends; it's how you get there. Anyway, these guys do a counterattack. I quickly tear down his force with my zerglings. He's also trying to put up a couple photon cannons, but those photon cannons are poor counters for zerglings, and I easily tear them down. And I also kill his probe, just to make sure he doesn't build anything more with it. So at this point, I got tons of hatcheries. I got a spire down, and I'm starting to warp in Mutalisks. Starting to warp in Mutalisks and Zerglings as an attack force. But the Teal Zerg player is coming back in with another attack. He's got 3 roaches here. Or actually, no, never mind. He got him behind with a bunch more roaches. And he's going to start leading the charge with these roaches. And this guy did some really nice roach harass. He was really good with these guys. I brought in a couple Mutalisks, and this was actually a very calculated and planned move by me to only send in a couple Mutalisks, mainly because I wanted them to think that my force was a lot less powerful than it really was. So I only sent 2 Mutalisks and made them think that, or tried to make them think that I had way less forces than I really did. Oh wait, tear down a couple roaches, and I'm sending in Zerglings, as well as doing a Mutalisk harass with my own Mutalisks. So now we're both just trying to harass each other's base. Fortunately, Taku really defended his base well with photon cannons. And these roaches are still swarming around my base, still swimming around my base. I guess they're not really swimming, but I guess they kind of swim through dirt. They're gonna come kill one probe and try and take down my spire. And on this end, we're still harassing Taku, still doing some damage with my Mutalisks. Did a little bit, not as much as I would have liked. And these roaches are still in my base, so I decide, okay, let's attack a Teal Zerg player. Let's attack Car Ramrod. So I'm going to take down that queen. Very important for a Zerg player to maintain control of those queens. Taku's got some stalkers here, and unfortunately they're too much for my forces, and I'm going to be forced to retreat. Oh, never mind. I can't lose all these guys because I wasn't paying attention. I was busy paying attention to these guys. So now they're back in Card's base. And I had an overseer around here. Now he's trying to do damage to the probes. And this harass continues, and like I said, he was really good with these roaches. He just... He's gonna try and kill this this pylon. I got a bunch of zerglings here. I'm bringing in another overseer to try and spot these guys. This time, Card has cannons, and no matter what happens, these roaches are now at this point pretty much trapped. And he's going to try and run out the base, but he can't do it. Now with our overseer, he's done. There's nothing he can really do. And here come my zergling horde that's just kind of chilling out in the background to finish these guys off. Hunt down, cornered, and killed. So now, at this point, I gotta make some kind of calculated move, a decision of what our next move is. I was getting, if you look at our army tabs, we can see that I got a much bigger army than either of our enemies at this point. So I gotta decide what is it that I'm gonna do. What's our next move? I said that I'm gonna redouble the Mutalisks, and we're going to go on another raid. Considering that they raided us, let's counter raid. So this horde is gonna come in, and they're gonna start tearing down these probes. Let me see if I can get down this expansion. Taku's got a nice force of stalkers. I don't want to fight them just yet. I'm gonna fly off, going into his, going into the back, going into behind his base. But now he's got Hydralisks. And I say, nope, not gonna fight the Hydralisks either. And there's no way that these guys can reach me without Air Force, so I just have these guys fly on back. I'm thinking at this point, we need to do some damage. They've done some damage to us. It's time to do some damage to them. So I take my forces, I take all my zerglings, I take all my Mutalisks, and I decide, okay, this is it. It's time for the vainglorious offensive. I decide that I'm going to break in through here, break in through these rocks. But at the same time, Taku decides that he's going to come out and attack. I'm going to throw my Zergling Corps at him. These Stalkers and Roaches are poor counters to the Zerglings, who are going to be able to do a lot of damage to these guys. But they're trying to draw us back into his photon cannons. I don't want to do that. But still, those Zerglings did a ton of damage to him. And now he's going to try and come out again, and now with these Zerglings and Mutalisks, we're able to destroy him. And when Card said, he said get the Overseer, I thought he meant get my Overseer and spot these roaches, but what he really meant is the Zerg player had an Overseer looking at his Dark Templars. So he's still got 5 roaches. Never mind, 6 roaches. Scouting out my force. And they're going to try and come up and attack my queen. I don't know why I brought my queen with me. It was an accident, more than anything. And Card gets an observer out there, and we're able to pretty much destroy that roach force. And now I'm going to go back. I'm going to get down this destructible debris, break on through, and decide it's time to take it to these guys.